You are a unicorn. Yes, I'm talking to you, the person who is watching this video. I'm talking to the person with a name, a job, relationships, values. That person is a beautiful imagination. Today, in this video, we're going to talk about how that person can achieve enlightenment. It starts by recognizing a simple reality that is hiding in plain sight. See, on one hand, we have this thing called truth. You can call it the presence, existence, or God. We all know that there is this something that is there, invisible. This truth does not care about any fancy titles like enlightenment or awakening or spiritual realization. It's just there, effortlessly here. On the other hand, there is this thing called a person. This imaginary person has an imaginary life, hopes, dreams, pain, and joy. This imaginary person has many imaginary roles: father, son, mother, daughter, employee, employer, citizen, and so on and so forth. This person is basically a unicorn because this person is entirely made up in the mind. It does not even show up until you're 2 or 3 years old, and it vanishes every night when you go in deep sleep. Nobody experiences the person in deep sleep. Now, even when you're awake, are you actually experiencing a person all the time? Say when you're eating, do you say, I'm a person, I'm eating? Say when you're painting, do you say, I'm a person, I'm painting? This person actually appears only when we are actively imagining it, paying attention to it, or we need the person for some kind of role in the society. Sometimes this person feels like they're suffering, that the weight of the world is crushing them. They feel like they're in shackles. They feel like they're not free. In that situation, this person, this imaginary unicorn, starts to look for freedom. They start searching for enlightenment or self-realization. What this imaginary person does not realize, that this feeling of being stuck is also imaginary. Now they're stuck in this new role of being a seeker, looking for freedom. One such imaginary person, one such unicorn is actually listening to the video, and they are thinking, how can I get enlightened? And the answer is very, very simple. Just like you imagine yourself to be in bondage, in shackles, you can simply imagine yourself to be free or enlightened. But wait, I get it. It does not feel easy. The person who is listening is thinking, I cannot just imagine myself out of this feeling that I'm stuck. The unicorn inside you is saying, I tried to imagine myself to be free, but my whole body is revolting. I cannot just feel free. So what do I do now? I get it. It does not feel easy. So this is what you do. See, as an imaginary person, you have 2 imaginary tools. One is your mind, and the other is your attention. I want you to turn that attention towards your sense of presence. This sense of presence is always there at your gut level. You exist, right? When I asked the question if you exist, and before you said, yes, I do, there was this moment where you went to that sense of presence at your gut level. That sense of presence is not imagination. It's not a concept. It's the only real thing. Listen to that again. It's that simple. Turn your attention to the sense of presence. It's not imaginary. It's there even when you're not thinking anything. When you're not having a thought, you still exist. Even if you said that I don't know if I existed, you have to exist to be able to say that. This sense of presence is the only real thing, and it's beyond your imagination. And this is how the person can achieve a sense of safety, a sense of freedom. Once the person turns their attention to this sense of presence, once they start to reflect on it, once they start to spend some time with this, once they start to listen to the talks that talk about their essential truth, which is their sense of presence, their personal identity starts to change. From someone who always felt not very grounded, unsafe, anxious, fearful, they start to feel safe, calm, grounded. The imaginary person starts to feel safe in their imaginary body. In my view, this feeling of safety while you live in this imaginary life is enlightenment, and it comes through repeated listening, repeated reflection on your true nature, which is your sense of presence. So, Mr. or Miss Unicorn, if you're watching this video, all you have to do is to stay focused on this deep sense of presence, and everything else will start to relax. At the level of the truth, there's no such thing as I'm bound or I'm enlightened. But at the level of your imaginary personhood, there is a sense of freedom and safety that you can achieve right now. Good luck, Unicorn.